So this is my plan to absolutely destroy Mugsy. Now I actually had the opportunity to meet up with him at the XFC fights and get some content beforehand.
We'll play wrestling.
So we scrapped a little bit. I'm gonna show that in a later video, but this is gonna be fun. This is in less than a week for the actual match. So of course, what we gotta do, we gotta get the content, we gotta get this face-off going.
Kaden Henschel.
Yes.
Right?
Now, for the few of you guys who do not know, I am in basically this super match, kind of like a celebrity match. It's for Beat the Streets, which is an amazing charity event, of course, that, you know, directly goes back to kids in the wrestling community, and the whole organization is to keep kids off the streets. So super dope event. I was actually invited to basically headline it, and we were just thinking about like my matchup. Who am I going to match up against? There were a couple names thrown out, a couple D1 guys, super good D1 guys that were a little bit lighter, but I'm just thinking like, you know what? There's this guy I keep seeing on my Instagram feed, and he doesn't really even wrestle a match. Why not give him a shot? Why not give him a match? With that being said, we called up Mugsy and we made it happen. I'm just gonna assume most of you guys know who Mugsy is. If you don't, you can go to his Instagram. He basically got viral off of one clip of him doing an ankle pick on like 50-year-olds. But hey, regardless, we're here. He's making his career, and that's where it leads us. So this match is a week away. It's on October 5th at Beat the Streets Cleveland. So Cleveland, Ohio, just about a 6-hour drive for me. And man, there's a lot to talk about in this, but also there is some drama. And I'm gonna be saving that to the end, so make sure you stay and watch because this could change everything. So let's talk about the beef a little bit. Mugsy posted a clip. Let's watch it.
I swear to God, Kaden, I ain't never been more ready for a match in my life. 5 years since my last match, my first collegiate match. I have never felt better, ever felt more prepared. With preparation meets opportunity. It's the time to get something going. I'm gonna show the world, bro. I'm gonna show everybody. You ain't gotta be the collegiate guy to be the best. You ain't gotta be in the best circumstance to be the best. I'm gonna show y'all October 5th when I beat the fuck out of Kaden Henschel. You can do whatever the fuck you put your mind to. No matter where the fuck you're from, don't ever let your circumstance define your future, bro. Never thought I'd be where I'm at today. And I bust my ass in high school for 4 years as a grown-ass man trying to get this opportunity. Kaden Henschel, I'm about to whoop that ass. That's on my mama, baby. Let's do it.
So yeah, he's super confident. Heck, I hope he would be. This is his first match in 5 years. But regardless, you know, a little bit vulgar. Maybe I wouldn't be cursing out my opponent, maybe because that's not who I am. You guys know that. But it also kind of hypes it up as more of like, you know, an MMA event. No really wrestlers are basically doing this, you know, for one matchup or even for the college season. But, you know, Mugsy has a good story. Like, he's motivational, and he definitely has, you know, a market of people that he can tap into. I will give him that, but is he going to kick my butt? You know, confidence will only get you so far. I can have all the confidence in the world going to a match with Jordan Burroughs, but at the end of the day, that's still Jordan Burroughs. I think Mugsy's going to realize here that when he steps out on the wrestling mat, like, this isn't a beach wrestling tournament. This isn't just, you know, a 30-second Instagram sprint. This is a wrestling match. You're facing a 5th-year college wrestler. Now, in response to this clip, I actually made a response video, so we're gonna watch that, and you're gonna see now Mugsy's a little thick.
So Mugsy talking a lot of crap, right?
I beat the fuck out of Kaden Henschel.
He's saying all these things. Caden's got coaches. Caden's got teammates. Caden's got all the resources. Absolutely, I do. But you know what I'm curious about? Let's talk about the weight. Everyone wants to know the weight. Let me tell you what, guys. There's no weigh-in. It's honor system. How much does Mugsy weigh?
You walk around 65, 170.
If you don't know, I'm a 141 pounder. So Mugsy, if he's walking around 165, 170, I think that's an advantage in itself. We all know that as wrestlers. But talk is so cheap. You know, we all know that. I mean, Mugsy, it's his brand, right? To talk crap, to, you know, cause a little clickbait, to cause a stir in the community. But I'm very curious, like, Mugsy, like, will you actually be able to score a point on me?
Now I'm like D1 level.
Mugsy hasn't wrestled a match in
5 years since my last match.
And it was beach wrestling versus some 50-year-olds. And you might say, like, I'm the one who has everything to lose. He has nothing to lose. He doesn't have the resources. He hasn't wrestled in forever. I don't feel like I have anything to lose. This is a cool event. This is for Beat the Streets. There's a bigger cause. This is bigger than myself. Regardless, I'm there. Mugsy's there to put on a show. And even though Mugsy might say,
Kaden Henschel, I'm about to whoop that ass,
I think we already know the answer.
You know, definitely weight is his biggest advantage. He has the size. Of course, if he was my weight, it wouldn't even, like, that wouldn't be close at all. And I don't think it's going to be necessarily close at all. But regardless, like, I'm going to be walking in there probably at 152, 153 pounds. He, in the everything we talked about, he will be between 160 and 165. Now, in that clip, you know, he said sometimes he gets to like 170, but like, dude, he ain't wrestling 170 when I'm wrestling him. Like, a 20-pound difference in a wrestling match. That's why we have weight classes. That's why it's so it's so prominent. It's so important because it's such an advantage. Whether that just be strength and sheer size, like, there's different levels to weights that it affects those things, if that makes sense. And listen, like, you guys can be shouting like, oh, Caden's already making excuses if you lose. Mugsy's so much bigger than him. You can label as excuse, label as you want. I'm just stating the facts. I know I'm going to still beat him. I know I'm a better wrestler. That's out of the question. But can Mugsy shock the world? Can he lap drop me? We'll see. And for instance, Mugsy necessarily, I don't even know if he's gone through a college practice. He's been through high school practices and he's been getting gassed. But he actually met up with like a wrestling coach at one of like wrestling events, and he basically asked Mugsy to go to college and wrestle him.
You want to wrestle in college?
I did. I never went to college. So
Wrestle with us? University of Dubuque. You could wrestle for first semester.
Hey, no, bro.
Give me your best underhook. You like 2 hooks.
2 on
Boom.
the
Right there.
Boom.
Boom.
Hey, that feeling a fucking minute.
Swim. I want to win some next titles.
Hell yeah. Hey, get to meet you, man. I'm gonna get some walking around.
But he's not going to do that because Mugsy knows college wrestling is a different breed. Now for this next clip I'm going to show, this is how I picture Mugsy wrestling 30 seconds off the bat, and then he'll get super tired. Of course, this guy's smaller than him. I'm sure Mugsy's not being so, difficult on him, but this is just how I picture him. Now, at the World Team Trials, so Mugsy was actually there. I wish I was there. I just have, of course, the college season, preseason, and there's just so much stuff going on. We had the shoe release, which was amazing. But he actually got some clips and content with JB, the GOAT, Jordan Burroughs. So we're going to play that clip, and you guys can check it out. Now, this video is actually sponsored by Factor. So let's open up the box. Let's see what's in here. So we got queso and ground beef, garlic mushroom chicken thighs, chicken Florentine, pesto bacon and tomato chicken bake, crusted chicken, and cheddar broccoli grits. These are all super healthy meal prep meals. And one thing that is super cool about them is, of course, that they're fresh and never frozen. Factor takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success. You can skip the grocery stores, the cooking, all the fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals right to your front door. They have over 35 of these meals to choose from each week. Factor meals eliminate the hassle of prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Simply heat and savor the good stuff. With me being a college athlete, being super busy in between classes and practice, oftentimes I'm skipping meals. But if you wanna be a great athlete, you can't be skipping your meals. Something cool about Factor is how flexible they are in their scheduling and of course their meals. If you have any allergy or sensitivity, you don't have to have anything that you don't want. Head to factor75.com or head to the link below and use code CaydenH50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. And you even get 20% off your next month of orders. Let's get it. What's the rating?
Really good.
That's code CaydenH50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your whole next month of Factor. Thank you so much to Factor for sponsoring the video. Let's get back to it.
How you doing, man?
Pleasure, man.
Pleasure to meet you, man. God bless
I'm
you.
a fan.
Man.
I'm a
fan,
I
man.
love what you're doing, man.
Appreciate
Changing the
that.
game in terms of marketing. Appreciate what you do for the sport.
You
I'd
as
love
well.
to see you get into a competition. Popped up a year ago, and now
Literally a year and a
anyone in
half.
wrestling knows you. We need to plug you in somehow. You're elevating wrestling without competing.
My
Mugsy
man.
Bull Jump. Let's
My man,
go.
Jordan Burroughs, man.
Appreciate
What
you,
a
man.
privilege, man.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
And of course, Mugsy at this moment was like on cloud nine too, coming from, the GOAT of American wrestling, that, he's basically saying like everyone knows Mugsy because of wrestling. And one thing that makes Mugsy very interesting is that he's elevating wrestling, or at least, getting exposure by not necessarily competing. And wrestling in itself is very, very hard to grow, that necessarily like your personal brand, even with competing. But if you're not competing, I think he has a very interesting, personality that maybe just hasn't been tapped in the wrestling world yet. And that, makes him viable to, basically go viral and just get a lot of views. But now in this next clip at the World Team Trials, people confronted him about my match with Mugsy, and that is including Jordan Burroughs.
Kaden Henschel.
Yes.
Right?
Now I'm gonna pause right here. I'm gonna play the rest of the clip, but basically, did you guys hear that? You guys know Jordan Burroughs knows me? That's so dope. But also, did you hear his words?
Kaden Henschel.
Yes.
Right?
He said, Caden Henschel, all right? And he was like thinking like he was talking to Mugsy on a strategy on how to beat me. And I was thinking about this. What would Jordan Burroughs say to like Mugsy to beat me? Here's what I think Jordan Burroughs said. I think he said, Caden Henschel, all right? He's been in the college room for the past 5 years, wrestled his whole life, not taking many breaks. He's used to competition. He does these things. You were very, very raw on the competition side. Haven't maybe wrestled a match in 5 years, but you are bigger than him. You're super strong. So I would go out there and I would bully him. I would push him around. I'd make sure that he can feel my hand fight off the get go. I try to wear him out. I try to wear on his head. Maybe wait to do a throw later in the period, but you got to get him a bit tired because he's going to be on your legs. And if you can keep him off your legs, if you can have good head-hands defense, that's when I think you can go into the later periods, no matter what the score is, and maybe you can make something happen. I guarantee it's along those lines. Mugsy, post the clip, but I can guarantee he said something like that because I don't think there's not much more you can say because I think we both know how this match is going to go.
Come on now. Come on. He going across the corner. He going around the corner, bro.
How you feel about Kaden Henschel?
Whooping that ass.
Whooping that ass?
100%, bro. Promise. I'm going to be Kaden Henschel. Come on now. I got that, man.
You ready for your match?
I'm ready for my match. I've been ready. I'm training for Cayden right now.
How's that going to go?
Good. I'm winning.
You going to win?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's going to hit on him?
You gonna get Kaden Henschel?
Of course. Well, come on, man. I've been ready. Bro.
Gonna beat Kaden?
Come on, man. Of course I'm going to be Cayden.
Hey, you got that in the match with Kaden,
I got that shit, bro. There's no doubt in my mind, bro.
Now, I don't think anyone would go up to Mugsy and say, hey, Kaden Henschel's definitely going to beat you because, of course, they got the camera there, Mugsy's there. I'm not there to necessarily show face, but, of course, those kids might be pulling sides because he sees you there. But, we'll see who's cheering at Beat the Streets. Now, also at the World Team Trials, Mugsy ran into, like, his whole old high school coach, maybe for the 1 or 2 years he was wrestling. But remember, this is the guy who actually hurt Mugsy, basically bruised his sternum.
He fucked my chest up. Hey, yo, this is the fake Cali muscle I told y'all. You know you bruised my sternum. It's still bruised. Hey, I'm fine. You okay, right? I ain't seen him since, though. This is my old coach, Adrian. This is my camera guy, David. So before we went live, me and Demetrius went live. We had a way better live go that didn't end up getting recorded. They really disappointed the shit out of me. I hurt his neck. I hurt myself before. Yeah, and that was crazy. Then we went and he fucked my chest up. So we got to run that back, man. I gotta run it back, bro.
So Mugsy is basically coming into this match like a little bit injured. Like, you guys know I hit blast doubles, right? If I hit him with a good blast double, like, I don't know how bad it is. I'm not saying I would do that to be like a jerk or anything, but heck, if that does happen, you never know. And then that's a big thing for this match too. Like, this is, supposed to be a charity event, beat the streets type of thing. I'm not looking in here, I'm looking in here to if anything happens, no matter what happens, the number one priority is my safety and his safety. But of course, me going into my last year of college, like, this is super crucial. This is the pinnacle of my wrestling career. I've done this since I was in first grade, and this is the last year of college wrestling for me. The biggest thing that, of course, everyone wants to accomplish, myself included, like, go out on top. Go out on top. You put in all this time, all this effort, don't have no weight on the back, wrestle free. You train, so hard, so much, and it's not necessarily you against an opponent. This is just you. How good of a wrestler are you? And, if I can share anything in this last year, it's no matter what you've been through, no matter how hard it gets, no matter who beats you or what challenges you have to overcome, is that you can accomplish what you set out to do. You can always pursue greatness if you never give up. Now, as far as practice has been going for preseason, it's been going amazing. The runs have been going great. I'll include some live match footage here. Some live match footage. Nothing too crazy, just to show that, we're putting in the work, wrestling hard, scrapping hard. The actual season is right around the corner. Our first event, basically for college, I think it's like November 1st is the Wisconsin Wrestling Showcase. So I'm super hyped. It's just a little bit over a month away. But now I think it's time we talk a little bit about the drama that could actually change everything. So because of Beat the Streets Cleveland, we all know it's a charity event, right? It's for a great cause. However, there is like a rule in the NCAA, compliance or handbook or rule book that there's not supposed to be any outside of, season competition between the months of it was September 1st to, November something of whatever. I'm not too clear on it. But the reason I'm saying this is because October 5th lies within these dates. And basically, there's other college wrestlers also competing. There's another D1 wrestler versus Zion Clark, and then another D3 wrestler wrestling as well. Now, all I heard was that the D3 wrestler got cleared. The D1 wrestler from Campbell and myself are currently working a way around this, and we actually have to get some forms and everything passed basically through the NCAA just to allow this. And there is another rule stating if it's a charity event, like celebrity wrestling match, of course that should be fine. And I'm trying to just think of ways on why this rule applies and how it could necessarily be denied so this match won't happen October 5th. And it's a very, real possibility. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I hope everything passes, and I'm a little bit frustrated on why this wasn't handled and be known to everyone over a month ago, you know, maybe even 2 months ago at this point. But I think just as time gets closer, it just gets put on more radars of being like, oh, this might be a bad thing. And because we all know, like, like your eligibility is very important in college. And you want to do everything you can to make sure that you can remain eligible within your sport. So with that being said, we're really hoping that the NCAA can basically pass this and allow myself and the other college wrestlers to also compete on this event. This is a great event. You know, of course, it's for a great cause, but I will keep you guys all updated. But regardless, I'm still training. I'm ready to win. I'm ready to fight, ready to scrap, and it's going to be a great time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to the patrons supporting me over on there. Please like the video and comment, responding to all comments on this video. We'll see you guys next video.
Let me know if you on skate. Rolling with a gang. Tully, man, you shake. Told it with a gang. 40 in my drink.